Hello, welcome once again. This is Seewing Yi, and today I'm going to continue to talk about the specific real estate markets, housing markets in different part of the country using the Redfin website as a resource. And again, thank you so much for attending. And if you, toward the end of this video, we can have a very nice bonus, some very good practical investment tips I have for you. Meanwhile, if you see value on this video, please click the like button to increase our YouTube channel, and also subscribe to my channel to receive weekly video updates about many aspects of real estate, housing, and investing, and everything else. And also, finally, you can also subscribe to my website below link with using your email to receive free monthly email newsletters from my organization. Thank you so much. And without further ado, let's share my screen and let's talk about this particular market, which is Palm Bay, Florida. Not to be confused with Palm Coast or Palm Beach, which is in South Florida, which is a fairly expensive market. So Palm Bay, Florida is known as a space coast, which is like space technology and SpaceX, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and Richard Branson, these top billionaire titans. They're doing private space exploration, and of course the military also doing the Star Wars space system, and the military created a new military branch is called the Space Force. Okay, the military, for decades and centuries have the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine, and Coast Guard for that matter. Anyway, as a coincidence, I'm an ex-veteran. I'm a retired U.S. Army with 20 years of active duty service. I retired several decades ago before I entered with investing. So anyway, it's either here or there. Palm Bay is sort of part of the Central Florida metro, if you will. It is like 1 hour to the east of Orlando Metro, close to the Atlantic coast, and close to the Cape Canaveral, Cape Kennedy, right above Melbourne. So this sub-market, if you will, have a little bit more than 100,000 people. It's a very fast growing job growth and population growth, ethnic migration from everywhere in Florida and over the U.S. Because of the future of the technology and the space program, and NASA, the defense contractors, the government, and the private industry all collaborated in this particular sub-market of Central Florida, and causing some very, very nice, interesting growth, which is the mass media does not even talk about it. And also the skyrocketing of rents that's occurring in this market. So I tell my investors to buy at a very, very low price and then rent it at a very, very high rent to achieve high cash flow. That's a foundation. And you're going to see that in this particular market. And toward the end of this short present video, I'm going to show you a bonus about a real life sample of a particular property. So without further ado, let's go to the Redfin update, which I've been showing many cities, many markets to you guys on a weekly basis, and I will continue to do so to help you to become a better real estate person, educator, investor, and homeowners as well that want to buy in different markets, including Palm Bay, Florida. So without further ado, the first link I'm going to share with you is active listings year over year. The black mark here shows the current year, 2022, up until September the 4th. And then the orange line is 2021, and the red line is 2020, and the blue line is 2019. So the trend so far based on total active listings is 3,800 year over year, September 4th, and is almost 12% higher than last year, 2021. So active listings is very consistent. We're seeing that trending up fairly consistently. So that's a good sign. and then again 12% higher than 2021 and 11% lower than 2020, and before the pandemic is 5% lower than that. So nothing that sticks out. So fairly decent active listing. Now we're going to show new listing, new listings year for the past month, August or September. The new listings has decreased quite dramatically, actually, to 289 homes that are listed in the multiple listing service to the general public. It is a 15% year-over-year lower than 2021. Okay, so they have less new listings for the past month. In fact, there's less new listings ever since July, August. So the next for the past several months, the listing has decreased. So therefore, it's put pressure on the new supply inventory in this sub-market. And you compare to the previous 2021, it is over here is 14% less than 2021. So you have even more listing than 2021. So because this is a sort of a new sub-market, we're not going to see the the really cyclical trends that you may have seen from other hot and cold market that we've been going over, like Boise, Idaho, Phoenix, Arizona, Austin, Texas, Miami, Florida, and Las Vegas, Nevada, and California for that matter. So this is a unique market. Oh, let me say this one critical thing. There's no such thing as a national market. There are only local market conditions. The local market, local cities, local metros, and even the local neighborhood prevails. So I know you guys been bombarded with a lot of mass media about national recent market, this and that, recent market is. You cannot paint the whole big picture. So any person, home buyer or investor that want to focus on a specific market, you have to dive deep, do your own additional due diligence and research to look at over a specific neighborhood you want to invest in. So anyway, each market is very, very different, and this Palm Bay, Florida market is going counterintuitive, counter-cyclical than what you've been hearing. Is not doom and gloom, it's not crash, it's not this and that. So I'll share that with you. So active listing is going down. That means the inventory, because of the tremendous growth in this small little metro outside Orlando, Central Florida, we are seeing less inventory. So the next thing I'm going to share with you is pending sales. I believe, of course, I'm looking at this data for the first time, just so you know. Pending sales should be decreasing. So here it is. Let's take a look. Yes, it is. It has been decreasing ever since the rate hike occurred around April, from typically 3% mortgage rate to right now in the low 6%, which is quite dramatic hike. As a result, you can see the pending sales has been decreasing because of the demand has obviously subsided because of the most people are the pulling back from buying due to the higher interest rate and lack of affordability, what have you. And then you also have sellers that are sitting on the houses. Most are locked into the less than 4% interest rate. So they have many sellers are not willing to sell because they why should they, right? Because of they have no very little motivation or incentive to do so. Plus, we moving into the fourth quarter of 2022. Typically is a seasonality thing, meaning the last quarter of each year, we always, over the years, we always have a slowdown in sales in housing activity, right? And because of the holidays and everybody's going back to normal, the kids going back to school, so it's not surprising to see a downward trend in terms of pending sales transaction, etc. So the supply will be lessened, at least for the short term. All right. So the next thing we're gonna go over. Let's go to price drops. price drop meaning the sellers are listing their prices to sell at way above what the market demands. But so in the past, ever since April, we have seen many sellers listing their homes at too high a price, thinking they're going to get multiple offers. Well, that is not happening. The market has reset accordingly, as you know. But up until high, which is what day? Which is August last month, we've seen like 7% of active listings with price drops. Now we're getting down a little bit. They're trending a little bit downward, like it's 7.5%. So in the past month, I would say that like 28% of the sellers are listing their homes at too high a price. So it appears that they are going back to their listing and reducing their prices, right? So anyway, so we expect to see more sellers. For those sellers that are putting the houses on the market, they're going to list their price according to the decreased demand. So anyway, so it's not a concern on this particular trend. It'll balance out before you know it. Okay, and the next thing we're gonna talk about is the new listing median price. That this is it's gonna be very important. No, in fact, let's do this. Let's do month of supply. So before I click this link, 4 to 6 months is a balanced, healthy market, meaning the buyer and the seller are at an equilibrium to negotiate accordingly. However, anything less than 4 months is still a seller's market, right? So very, very important to know. Many of you already know last year during the tremendous pandemic real estate boom, in most markets there are less than 2 months of supply and the interest rate were very, very low. So we're seeing bidding wars, multiple offers in many parts of the country. Well, that's not happening anymore. So let's look at month of supply in this particular market, Palm Bay, and here it is, which is 14 weeks. So 4 weeks equal 1 month. So 4 divided into 14.7. So we have a little bit more than 3 months, 3.5 months supply of inventory. So that indicates it's still a seller's market, and the sellers still are controlling the transaction. And but still, still the buyers have more negotiation power than before. So there's a good sign for that. So we're seeing some lowering trend. Right now it's 14.7. It was higher, a little bit higher a month ago, and then it's pretty steady from June until September. But before that, the supply of inventory at the lowest earlier this year in April were only 9 weeks, which is a little bit over 2 months supply of inventory, which is extremely low. So compared to the previous year, from 2022 from 2021, previous year, like year over year, was 3 months supply of inventory. So the trend from 2022 in the past few years, for the past 3 years, are pretty consistent. Nothing out of the ordinary. It's very kind of a stabilized trend line from year over year for the past few years. So so this it's good. To me it's a very healthy market for potential home buyers and for real estate investors that want to invest in this market. And the next thing I want to share with you is new listing median price, that they show you the equity growth and the home price appreciation from year to year. So this is a very important metric. So let's go over the new listing median price year over year. Let's start with the current month and year, which is September 2020, and the median price of a single family home in Palm Bay, Florida is approximately $365,000, which is a 14% appreciation rate increase year over year from last year, 2021. And then you can go over from 323 median price for 2021 is a 19, almost 20% equity appreciation gain from 2020 to 2021. You see the big gap, and of course before the pandemic, right, in 2019, the median price in Palm Bay, Florida, is only $246,000. So we have seen some steady increases of prices year over year. So 2019, the median price is 247. Now we fast forward to 3 years, 247 to 365. So very hefty increase, not as skyrocketing price against us in other trophy markets like Boise, Idaho, Phoenix, Arizona, and or Las Vegas, Nevada, Austin, Texas, but still a very good growth. Again, the national media, they hardly ever talk about a small little market like this, but sometimes all the undiscovered, less well-publicized market is the one that grows the fastest. So for those of you that are listening to me, now you know is you have to know what market to purchase as a home buyer or as a real estate investor. And you said sometimes the national market does not cover this kind of deep dive in sub market that I'm covering. All right, and I think let me see what else. I don't think anything else I need to go over. And so the next thing I want to share with you again. So I'm gonna give you my take on this momentarily. So let me go through another link which will hopefully will surprise you, which is coming right here. So this is a bonus I talked about. So let's spend like a few more minutes before we'll finish with this presentation. So if the price, if a median price of a home in Palm Bay 365K, so as an investor, in order to achieve a good yield, good return, good capitalization rate, you have to find a home in this submarket that are lower than the median price, right? The lowest price you can find in this very fast-growing top 5, top 10 growing real estate market in the country, believe it or not, by many metrics. But by the way, Space Coast, this is such a high tech. You could make a point. This is a mini Silicon Valley of the Southeast. I could make that claim. So very, very fast growing and skyrocketing of rents. Many renters are paying. Look at this. This is the new construction. So you find the sweet spot in terms of pricing for real estate investors. But as a homeowner, as a primary homeowner, yeah, you can come in this market, enjoy this fast-growing sub-market, and enjoy your lifestyle. But as out-of-state real estate investor, if you can find it in new construction property in Palm Bay for $249,000, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, like 1,400 square foot, and you can find a renter that willing to pay you $2,200. Absolutely, this metric, this rent to value ratio is just off the chart. I challenge you to find any other real estate market in the country where you can find a great high quality new construction home, pre-construction, 6 to 9 months to be built, where you only buy it for $249,000, which is, by the way, this builder is specifically building for investors, for our investment group only. Is not in a multiple listing service. It's not out there for anyone to buy. It's not for primary home buyers. So they have a small batch of 30 or 40 homes that want to out. These local builders here in Central Florida are willing to build for us at a discount, because the fair market value of another retail builder, they're promoting a similar home type for $300,000 or more. So you're buying at approximately 15 to 20% discount. It's a walk-in equity by signing the contract. See, that's the value add of that. And you're not going to find, I mean, there's so many renters. Who are these people? These people from from all over the country, and especially young engineers are coming to this market to work, and they have $2,200 to pay you. So you put 25% down payment on an investment property like this, and even at a current 6% to 6.5% mortgage interest rate for chartered investors, you still cash flow at almost $500 per month. This is amazing, amazing return. I'm not gonna go over too much about it. Look at this, almost 1% rent to value ratio, which is amazing. Almost 8% capitalization rate, 9% cash on cash return, total return like 50%. Total return on investment based on 7% appreciation. This market, let me tell you, is not going to go down. Is as you can see from the Redfin data, is the consistent. My takeaway is this market. I just clearly, I mean, you tell me if I'm wrong. It's not going to crash. It's not going to have any kind of bubble. Maybe a slight correction, maybe, because it's such a new market. It's a new sub market. It just doesn't have any of those past baggage, if you will, that comes along with other trophy markets that has gone through the cyclical up and down of the real estate cycle as we experience right now. So that's my takeaway for it. Palm Bay, for right now, is undiscovered, which is keep it like that. Okay, we don't want too many people to bombard this market as a result of what I just try to produce. All right. Anyway, this message is way too long. So again, if you like this video, please click the like button to increase my YouTube channel, and also subscribe to my channel and make a comment below, right? I want to hear from you. What do you think of this video? If you see a lot of value. And finally, you become a free member of our real estate community, if you will, who have access to this great off-market investment opportunities. Then put down your email on my website below, become a free member of our organization with your email, and you receive weekly newsletters to about many aspects of real estate investing, all free of charge. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next video. This is Seewing Yi. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.